Good morning and welcome to Today in LA. I'm Mike Amos, he's Forrest Lee, and on the phone from somewhere down in Florida, we've got a caller in. Good morning, how you doing?
Hey, morning, how are y'all?
What's going on? Where are you calling from, sir?
Drayton Beach, Florida. It's a little chilly this morning down here. Of course, we had a great Thanksgiving day lunch down here. You came over with Mom and my twin sister Camille and everybody.
Wait a minute. Is this my son? Is this my son Michael on the phone?
Yeah, who'd you expect it? The same guy's been on the phone with you for about 8 years?
Well, we'll try to make it out to be that you just called in from Drayton Beach. You were watching TV. What's going on?
No, I'm calling in a lot to talk about in sports. Of course, interesting Iron Bowl, to say the least. Nick Saban, of course, was not able to coach. Hadn't been on the show since last Monday, so I guess that didn't become official until Wednesday. So that was definitely different. Steve Sarkisian, being the interim coach, and did a wonderful job calling plays and, just guiding the team for a huge win, 42-13. But a lot of people were watching to the very end because Auburn almost came up with maybe one of the most amazing backdoor covers of all time.
Yeah, I know it, and I know that's what you were thinking about.
24 and a half. There was a lot of people sweating when Auburn had it at the 40.
That's right.
About a minute left and 2 timeouts, but Alabama had their starters in as well, trying to prevent that late score. That would have been unbelievable because Alabama had the ball after that interception at the 4-yard line, and then Brian Robinson, the backup running back, fumbles.
Yeah, that backup running back fumbling messed him up pretty bad, no question.
Looks like they're going to go up 49-6. Next thing you know, Auburn goes 97 yards for a touchdown and cuts it to 42-13 instead of kicking an onside kick. Malzahn kicks it off, and Auburn gets the 3 and out and gets the ball back with about 3 minutes left. And I'm sure a lot of people in Vegas and throughout the country were sweating bullets.
But right there at the end, he gave him a break. He didn't go far at the right there at the end. Let me tell you this, and if you're watching this morning, Coach, I hope you hear it real well. Don't ever coach at Troy, don't ever coach at Alabama and put a team out there that's not wanting to score. Like Troy. Troy's last drive took about 9 minutes or something like that, but what they did, they ran it straight at them. They weren't trying to score. At the end, they didn't even try to score. Don't put a team on the field, I don't care if you're getting beat 100-0, that doesn't want to score or is not trying to score. Don't you agree?
I do.
That is the worst thing in the world. Of course, Troy went down the field, but the other team was just playing with them, and of course they ran the ball and did not throw the ball. They used all their quarterbacks, and I think they start this week not knowing who the quarterback's going to be, to tell you the truth.
Yeah, Troy has no identity right now, unfortunately, as a football program. They're coming off the great years under Neil Brown where they went 110, 111, 110, and now you're coming off 5-7. You're 4-5 now. You're looking at 5-7 again. Imagine what Coastal Carolina's going to do to Troy after what Appalachian State did. It's kind of scary to think about.
Well, let me tell you what I saw, and I didn't see it at the first year. I came in sort of bragging on this Troy team being solid, in a lot of different positions. First of all, they're not solid in their offensive line. They can't block anybody, and they're not solid in their defensive line because all Appalachian State would have had to done was just hand off and let their line just blow Troy off the ball. What I saw that Troy's got to do, that Troy doesn't have, but Coastal Carolina has, Appalachian State has, I think Georgia Southern has, I think Arkansas State, when they're playing right, has, is strength. This is not a big, strong Troy team. This is compared to Coastal Carolina and Appalachian State, they're not even in their league right now as far as physical. Troy is not near the physical football team that it would have to be a contender in the Sun Belt. And
Who do we have next?
We got to go to South Alabama, and they're licking their chops, Mike. Don't you think?
Well, they just had a big, probably the biggest win in Campbell's history. They went on the road and won out of Arkansas State. Of course, Arkansas State is horrible now. They're 3-7, and they, South Alabama won 38-31. I think both teams are 4-5 going into this game.
Yeah. Don't you agree that Troy is just not a physical team that can compare with Coastal Carolina and App State? Those are two real, and even Georgia Southern, I think, is much more physical than Troy. Don't you think?
Well, I mean, Georgia State.
Georgia State, yeah.
If you look in the league, I mean, top two teams are going to play for the championship are going to be Louisiana Lafayette and.
Oh yeah, I forgot Lafayette. Let me throw Lafayette in there. Lafayette's the same thing. They're more physical than Troy.
Yeah,
you got to be physical, you know.
If you heard the press conference, Chip Lindsey didn't make you feel good as a Troy fan. He seemed very discouraged and kind of didn't know where this team was going the rest of the year. Basically, just said they got whipped and got to somehow turn the switch, but. You look at who Troy has beaten this year. Arkansas State's 3-7. They barely beat a 1AA school in Eastern Kentucky. I think they finished the year 1-4 or 1-3. And then they beat Texas State, who's only won 2 games. And then they beat a Middle Tennessee State team that's only won 3 games. So they really have beaten, nobody even close to having a winning record.
Yeah. Is UAB? Didn't they pick up Middle Tennessee before the year's out?
They might have.
Well, I mean, UAB and Middle Tennessee are in the same conference, so I can see that happening.
Yeah. I would think that. And again, that's what I saw, and I just, I was, I said, well, hey, we're just not there yet. We're not there by a long shot as far as being physical enough in the offensive and defensive lines to play with these folks. App State, I don't know how many yards they got. They have close to 700 yards in total offense, something like that. It was.
I think 574.
574, and then did most of it. They didn't. Boy, that old quarterback from Alabama was cocky, buddy. He was cocky. Have you ever seen a quarterback? But if you're good, it doesn't hurt to be cocky, does it?
Yeah, imagine if we would have gotten that kid, how different Troy's program might have been.
and he is not he's a physical type guy. He's not a real finesse type quarterback. He's like a linebacker playing quarterback, And then they had those running backs, and those running backs looked like they came off the farm. A couple of them, those big old tree trunk legs and fullback types, They just ran like a bull, all night long against a Troy defense. They couldn't stop them, Just could not stop them.
I had the game on my computer, and I was watching the Auburn-Alabama game, and I was back and forth, kind of just looking at each game, and I told my wife, I was like, my goodness, we're already down 21-0. I mean, that was early. I mean, what were they down? almost 28-0 after the first quarter?
Yeah, that was right. That's 28-0 right there at the second quarter, beginning of the second quarter.
I mean, Troy hired a brand new strength and conditioning coach, Rusty Wilkes. He had been in the Army, been the head guy in Louisiana Lafayette. When Lafayette had all these great teams, I mean, seems like a guy that knows what he's doing.
Yeah.
I mean, hopefully he can get these guys stronger and bigger.
Well, we're complaining a little bit this morning, but that's what this show is all about. If you'd like to call in and voice your opinion, and of course, yeah, you're right. I'm a Troy guy, but I saw a Troy team that's not ready to play with the high echelon of the South of the conference. What are your feelings?
So going to a bowl is kind of in jeopardy, isn't it?
Right now, a bowl's not going to take Troy unless they win 6 games. If Troy wins 6 games, there's a chance. Right now, I think there's just one opening right now, and I don't know if we're going to get it. I tell you, does South Alabama have a chance, Mike, to win 6?
Yeah, I think they're 4-5.
With who to play, do you know?
I have to look at the schedule out.
because
Liberty plays Coastal Carolina this weekend.
yeah, Liberty plays Coastal, Mike, this weekend.
Yeah, that'll be a great game.
And of course, Liberty University has got a fine football team, and that will be a good one. Of course, right now, Coastal Carolina. Did they break the top 10 this week or top 15? Or where are they ranked now?
No, they've fallen in the bowl championship when they came out and announced that they were number 20.
Yeah. Well,
they might be higher in the AP in the coaches bowl than they are in the national championship.
Well, Vanderbilt fired Coach Mason, and I would have fired him right off the bat for putting a girl out there and to play football. No girl should ever play football. It's too physical a sport.
Well, you got to be politically correct and say that you agree with that, and that's amazing that happened.
Well, it is amazing that happened, and she was playing the position that only one or two positions she could play would be either a kickoff person or a maybe a extra point kicker or something. Those are two positions that a girl could play and not risk her life, you know.
So South Alabama is 4-6. They have Troy to play, and then after the Troy game, I guess they got nobody, I guess, scheduled right now. I don't know if they're going to have a makeup game on the 12th or not. It's not showing right now.
But
it has Troy being their last game.
They have Troy being the last game, and so that means they can't win 6 then. Is that right?
I mean, that's what I'm seeing right now. I mean, they started the season, they beat Southern Miss 32-21. They lost a heartbreaker to Tulane 27-24. They got killed by UAB. They beat Texas State. They beat La Monroe, and then they lost to Georgia Southern, Coastal Carolina, Louisiana Lafayette, Georgia State, and then they just beat Arkansas State. So they had lost, my goodness, how many in a row? 4 in a row.
But you know what? You know what, though? They played hard. You know, they played hard, and you know, I think they've got to be sort of pleased. I think he might, with a win over Troy, I think he'll keep his job.
Man, I don't know. You go 3-9 and 2-10, and then you turn around and you go 5-6. I wouldn't keep a coach that had that kind of record, but I don't know.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's cold outside. Baby, it's cold outside. And it is cold.
Ray Charles.
I'm looking at my face this morning. I'm trying to see how much weight I gained in my face after eating so much during
Oh man, but I tell you what, Miss Lee, if you're watching, everybody loved your Italian cream cake. I'm telling you that, it was wonderful.
It was good. It was really good. We've had some leftovers of it.
Yeah, and of course it was good food.
There was a lady in my neighborhood, Miss Bernice Thomas. She's not with us anymore, but I carried her some vegetables a couple of years ago, and she said, "Would you love a piece of cake?" I said, "Yes, ma'am, I'll take one." Well, it was coconut cake.
Yeah.
And I really don't that's one of the foods I don't particularly like is coconut.
Yeah.
I said, "Yes, ma'am, I'll take it." So when she brought it, she had me a glass of milk.
Yeah.
And I had to eat it. I could not turn that cake away. So
well, let me tell you, Miss Lee's Italian cream cake has coconut in it, and it's delicious. I tell you, she's a great cook. And Coach Mason had been fired at Vanderbilt, and he went out a loser, of course. Or going to. This is the worst Vanderbilt team I've seen.
I think he's lost 13 or 14 straight conference games.
Yeah, it's the worst Vanderbilt team. Right now, Alabama remains number 1, followed by Notre Dame, a pretty good Notre Dame team, balanced Notre Dame team. And then, of course, where are you going to put Ohio State? They keep dropping games that they need to play. And right now they're 3rd, and then Clemson would be 4th, or vice versa. But those are the 4 top teams.
A&M needs to be out of the top 10 after what I saw against LSU.
Tell us about it. I know it was a very low-scoring game.
They had the ball at the 50 probably 15 times in that game and had to punt every time. LSU's defense just absolutely just shut them down.
Well, you know, and so LSU's going to put together a defense for Alabama, don't you think?
Well, the only reason they scored touchdown, and then I think they had one long run for a touchdown in the first half. Other than that, I mean, LSU just dominated.
Yeah.
But LSU did not have any offense, did they?
Their receiver has opted out.
A&M dominated them, though, on defense.
Their top receiver opted out yesterday or day before yesterday after the game.
The LSU
Terrence
top
Marshall,
receiver, yeah.
That's their second top receiver who's opted out. And
Right before the Alabama game, I'm sure Orgeron's real happy about that.
Mike, I can almost see something happening here. I just don't think LSU wants to play this game. I just don't believe. But defensively, they're playing pretty good.
well, isn't it like a 25-point?
I mean,
What's the spread?
They play
Yeah.
pretty good against Arkansas, too.
Yeah. So I mean, it's not. But they're strictly one-dimensional. They're not very good on offense. And
They're one of the worst offensive teams I've ever seen.
you talking about why couldn't a team that a lot of people think are coming off of the season where they won a national championship, a lot of people think it was the best football team ever in college football, and for them not to have a quarterback that could play for Troy.
Well, their crowd.
You know what I'm saying? They don't have, or let's say, I don't even know if they got a quarterback that can play for Huntington.
I don't think you know if you need to hold up any of Troy's quarterbacks very high either.
Boy, now let me tell you this. That's where I made a huge mistake. I made it, but then when they brought the kid from Georgia in, you know, he looked the part. You know, he looked big and strong and all that. But all he did was hand off, and that's what they did to the kid last year from Georgia, and look where we are right now.
When you go back to LSU, their crowd, their stands were kind of packed in spots.
Yeah, I bet they'll be packed for this game.
They weren't very spread out,
Yeah.
like I've seen in other teams.
What do you think? Do you think LSU is going to let everybody come in?
I think they'll have 27,000. They have 25% at every game.
I hate to be so negative today, but I am. But really coming in the season, and a lot of people say, what do you know or who you know? Well, let me just say this. I've been around it a long time, and I've watched it pretty closely, and have been pretty close to the program a long time. And I'm not, listen, nobody wants Troy to be good any more than I do, but what I saw, and what the coach said, they were not even competitive, you know, in that game. You up there in the hill country.
You worry about if they quit. You know,
Yeah, that's right.
The coaching staff, are they quit on this season? Are they done with the COVID? Are they sick of this bubble? You know,
Yeah.
I mean, it's just tough. You know, this is a tough season. To say the least.
If I was them, I would start today, or they might have started yesterday, on finding a guy that can do the job at quarterback. And what happened to our kid from Brantley? He wasn't even at the game, was he?
I don't know. That's what I was wondering too. How did those other two guys get in before Free? I don't know what happened in that situation.
And then you know, it might be a story that hasn't been told yet, but Free sure looked good against Arkansas State.
I mean, there's a chance he was on, you know, a COVID situation. Who knows? I mean, they don't ever release anything.
Yeah, exactly right. Thank you so much. Of course, a lot going on in sports right now, and you know.
Who would be the first choice for Vanderbilt?
Oh, I don't know.
Who would be man enough and sane enough to take that job? The worst job in the SEC.
I know it. Let me tell you who the luckiest guy in the world is. A guy that can just say, take it or leave it, take it or leave it, is Alteron. He has a $27,000 buyout. Excuse me, 27 million. Excuse my language. $27 million buyout. If they wanted to fire him, they'd have to pay him $27 million.
That would be the worst. That'd be the worst agent in the world if you had a $27,000 buyout.
Yes, me.
But it's all because they don't have a quarterback. I mean, why can't a team like LSU find a quarterback? The guys they put in there were terrible. I mean, when I say they couldn't play for Faulkner, they couldn't play for Faulkner. I really don't believe so.
Hey, but that Johnson kid came in at the end and won the money. So LSU won the game. I mean, won the money.
What did he do? What did they?
They scored a touchdown with 43 seconds left.
They did.
27. Yeah.
I didn't know that. What was the line on the game?
15.
And this guy comes in and scores a touchdown at the end.
Well, that's the same thing you said a couple of years ago. Well, all LSU needs is a quarterback.
That's
well, they
right.
got one last year.
That's right.
Diamond in the rough.
That's right.
Kind of like the Jones kid at Alabama. I would call him a diamond in the rough. He waited his turn.
No question about it.
But with all that's going on at LSU, with all those allegations, and this NCAA investigation with what happened after the game, the championship game last year, I think a lot of players are not going to want to go to LSU, or their parents. Son, you ain't going down there with all that cloud that's going on. I think they're going to drop.
Man. Bless his heart. But a lot going on, even, and of course, tell me about this kid taking LSU for a touchdown the last seconds of the game.
It's Brad Johnson. Everybody knows Brad.
Yeah, that's right.
Super Bowl for the Tampa Bay Bucks, played at Florida State.
Yeah.
His son that came in and let him on a great job at the end of the game and scored a touchdown with 43 seconds left.
So we'll see him probably against Alabama, don't you think?
Yeah, I would think. I think T.J. Finley, I think Orgeron, if you saw it during the game when he threw that interception for a touchdown, he chewed him out.
Boy, he really did. Bless his heart. I felt so sorry for that guy because
you know good and well, he went to the sideline and cried a little bit.
Let me tell y'all this. Because
Orgeron's not a guy I'd want to be screaming at me.
Mike, let me tell you this. I'm fixing to say this. Let me tell you this. If there was going to be a fist fight, between any of the other coaches in the league, hey, Orgeron's going to come out on top. He's going to whip everybody. He's the baddest dude out there now. You know, the other, maybe that old boy from Oregon might could hang with him, but I don't think many people could hang with Orgeron in a barroom brawl. Oregon
got beat by Oregon State. That was a shocking game as well.
Let me tell you, I watched a little of that. How in the world? It's almost like somebody's giving something away. I don't know. It's just unreal. But again, you know, it might be maybe LSU can rally a little bit around this guy and be competitive.
Well, you know, the Brennan kid who played against Troy, you know, I don't know if everybody remembers, he threw a couple of interceptions.
Oh, yeah, I remember him.
Beat him down there. And it's hard to believe we're talking about Troy beating LSU, and look at what's happening to the Troy program now. But, you know, Brennan got hurt and has never come back. And he's a guy that actually was not a bad player. I mean, he put up really good numbers when he was a starter.
Did he come from the restaurant, Brennan's? Do you think he came from the old LSU, Louisiana?
Yeah.
Really? I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Brennan Steakhouse and all the other restaurants.
You know, after Troy upset LSU down there, about 10 days later, we hosted South Alabama here and got beat.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I'm gonna tell you right now, if I know Campbell, now let me tell you, Campbell would hold his own against most anybody. But let me tell you this, Campbell, he sees the writing on the wall. I would almost bet he's been told he's got to win this football game, and he is going to have his team ready to go, and it's going to be a hard-nosed football team that Troy runs into this Saturday in Mobile, Alabama. I just hope there's going to be some tickets for people like me.
I'll tell you what, man. There's no way I'd want to go watch Troy right now the way they're playing. I don't know how you're going to make that trip.
You know, when they put the junior college kid in there, and boy, he was pretty now. you know, like that old saying with Tarzan and Jane. You know, looked like Tarzan but played like Jane.
Yeah, it's been a long time since I've heard
but you know what? They didn't give him much of a chance, but he sure looked the part. If that means anything.
I don't understand Lindsey though, with his background as a quarterback coach and offensive coordinator. Why does he not let those guys run the system when they get in the game? Why didn't he ever let them throw the ball? All they do is come in and hand off.
That's what I was talking about earlier. If I had a coach that wasn't trying to score, I don't care if he's playing his fourth string tailback. Hey, they ought to be in there to try to do their best and run the football. And what we did, the game was over, sure, and we ran it straight at them and moved the ball a little bit, but they weren't trying to score. Right at the end, Troy didn't even try to score. They just let the clock run out, didn't even try to score. Let me tell you, my coach better be competitive, or I don't want him. You know what I'm saying? He better be competitive. He better want to try to score. If his team's in there to score, he better be trying to score. If he got a defensive player in there, I don't care if he's a fourth string linebacker, he better be in there trying his best to keep that team from scoring. Effort, effort, what I'm talking about.
It's going to be really interesting Saturday. I saw where they played strong a little bit. They A&M transfer, everybody had high hopes for. He looked pretty good in that Middle Tennessee State game. You're talking about a running back 6'3", 230 pounds, and Troy's running game's been nutty. I saw he had, I think 6 carries for 20 yards. I mean, you give a guy like that?
Oh, yeah. A guy like that can get you 2 or 3 at least,
Do you give DK Billingsley more carries?
Yeah.
I mean, what do you do at running back? Vidal's out with COVID 2 straight weeks. He's the leading rusher, and he's just a pure freshman. So
yeah,
I don't know. I don't know what you do the rest of the season. It's very interesting.
Well, the front has got to be able to stop the other front, and we sure couldn't stop them. Our nose couldn't stop anybody either. Now linebackers. I don't know if you got stats on linebackers, but we didn't make many tackles. If we did, they were 10 yards down the field.
Well, that's like Bill Clark and Sarkeesian. You think, is Bill Clark as hot as a commodity? I mean, is he a hot name out there?
You know what? Vanderbilt would ought to jump up and down if they could get Bill Clark and his staff and bring them to Vanderbilt. Mike, don't you think they could recruit that 3 or 4 state area right there to go to Vanderbilt? Have them going to school at.
He would try to pull a lot of kids out of Birmingham, I'm sure.
Yeah.
UAB's really been disappointed this year, though. They're 4-3. They hadn't really, had the season everybody thought they were going to have, and they hadn't played 3 weeks.
Yeah, I know.
He may be waiting on that Taj Mahal Stadium that's being built. But like Sarkeesian, is he gonna? You think he can land at someplace like Michigan or South Carolina?
Yeah, Sarkeesian turned down Mississippi State and Colorado job last year, so that tells you right there he wants something a little bit bigger.
Well, he's a good football coach, no question about it.
Would you hang around to see if you could get Saban's job?
I don't think Saban's going anywhere. I think Saban will
hang around.
I think Saban will coach till he's 90. I believe that. We're talking about ego. We're talking about a great, great coach, but I'm talking about his. I shouldn't say ego. I mean, but he wants to continue to. He's one of these guys that wants to coach forever.
I mean, that's what I'm saying. I mean, does Sarkeesian go off, and if he has success anywhere, is he the, potential replacement? Maybe so.
If he stays 5 or so, I don't know.
Yeah. How did the Ole Miss Mississippi State finally come out? How they do?
Ole Miss won by 7.
31-24. Is that correct? Something like that.
They really messed up on the TV. They had an opportunity to get some good TV coverage, and somebody.
Horrible. Whoever did the scheduling.
I know it because it was some old lower, 1AA type team that was playing on TV instead of the Egg Bowl. The Egg Bowl could have gotten some real good.
How about this? I told my wife Troy's on ESPN2 at 2:30 against Appalachian State. The Egg Bowl was on the SEC Network at 3 o'clock.
Yeah.
I mean, ESPN could at least put the Egg Bowl on ESPN2.
Yeah, exactly.
I can't believe that.
And that's the way it goes. We're sort of hard on folks this morning a little bit, but hey.
Kiffin, though, I mean, I love him as a play caller. I mean, I'm a huge fan of Kiffin. I mean, I really think he's a great coach. But twice in that game, Ole Miss had the ball inside the 10, going into Shore, and on 4th and 1, 4th and 2, he went for it both times instead of kicking chip shot field goals.
And that front for Mississippi State is pretty darn good too. That'd be hard to.
That's what I'm saying. They're just basically had 3 points. They're just giving it away. They don't make it.
Well,
he's all about
Well, I think again with LSU and all its turmoil, the teams that are going to really profit is going to be Arkansas, Mississippi State, Ole Miss, and Texas A&M. They'll get better.
Yeah.
I mean, especially Ole Miss and Mississippi State.
There's just no way A&M can be looked nationally as a top 5 program to me with Kellen Mond at quarterback.
Yeah.
He's been the most inconsistent quarterback I've ever seen in my life at a university.
You think Auburn's going to beat them? They have to play at Auburn.
Who are you talking about? Yeah.
Kellen Mond, the A&M quarterback, he's been the starter.
Oh, yeah.
He's so inconsistent.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
I wouldn't be shocked at all if Auburn beats A&M.
Yeah. Let me tell you this. Let me tell you something. You can say anything you want to say about this young Auburn quarterback, but he's a gutty son of a gun, and he did everything he could to keep him in the game. What happens if the guy catches the ball who's wide open for a touchdown and drops it? I mean, this guy's supposed to be the great receiver, has a sure touchdown that would have put Auburn back into the game a little bit, or made them think they could have a chance.
It would have been 21-10 at the half.
I know, which would have been a huge play, and this guy lets it go through his hands.
You got to line up Saturday. All right, my left tackle is not going to play, my right tackle is not going to play, and my best running back is not 100%. That changes a lot.
That was Auburn's situation. Their left tackle was very
and
young.
right tackle, both of them were out.
I tell you what, Bigby was starting to get a little bit of rhythm, but Auburn was having to throw the ball too much. They got down too much. But Bigby didn't look bad. Now, I don't know who in the world this Richards kid they brought in the fourth quarter.
Hey, he looked good. Hey, that big back that came in at number 38 or something.
Yeah, 28. They said he had only had 6 series all year.
I tell you what, that gentleman was tough. And let me tell you, I said it before they went into the game. I said it. This is not a bad Auburn football team, and they get the right breaks. They could play with most anybody. They're physical enough to play with Alabama, and but
Mac Jones just played lights out. I mean,
and now I'm gonna say something. Now you'll say that guy doesn't know what he's talking about. Mac Jones still is what to me a great, and I mean great, college quarterback. I don't think he'll play a down of pro football. I think he's a college football coach.
He's already a second-round draft pick.
Man, he just doesn't look it to me as a pro. I mean, as a pro type quarterback. I think he's a great college quarterback.
Man, you don't see him throw the ball?
Well, he's more of a play action type thrower, you know, if you think about it. And I mean, he's very good. Don't get me wrong, very good. But I could see him being maybe a third quarterback, maybe a third team quarterback for somebody one day.
Wow, man, I don't.
And now he's a great kid, a good-looking kid, and a great kid to root for. I mean, I just root for him. I just love him, you know.
He's super.
What do you think about it, Forrest?
I think he's going to play pro, but let's whoop LSU first.
I still think, I mean, what I'm saying is he's a great college quarterback. I'm saying this, he's a great college quarterback. Well, look at our guy that's in the pros right now that's hardly played a down.
McCarron.
How would you compare McCarron with him? About the same as a college quarterback?
I would say Mac Jones, as far as what I've seen, is just a little bit better than McCarron. But McCarron in college was lights out.
So you agree with me? He's not a great.
I think McCarron had more. You know, he was a starter for 3 years. You know, Mac Jones only been a starter for a year.
That's right.
That's the difference. But I tell you what, man, Bryce Young, the freshman quarterback, got a long ways to go. He hasn't played a whole lot.
Man, can you believe he was considered the best quarterback in the nation? That kid, the backup for Alabama.
Physically, he looks like a puppy.
Yeah, gosh, he need to get on the weight program, you know.
Yeah, I think Alabama's going to kind of regret losing Talia. You know, some of below it now because he probably would have been the starter if Mac Jones. You know, Mac Jones could come back.
Well,
I don't think you have to worry about Mac Jones leaving. I don't think you have to worry about him leaving early.
No,
I don't think.
He's already graduated. He'll definitely go if he's second round.
He'll go get his second doctorate degree.
Yeah. Well, Maryland lost.
Let's go to our phones here a minute. Good morning. You're on Today in L.A. How you doing? Hello. Let's try it again here.
I think he went off.
Yeah, maybe it did. Maybe it did drop off. Back to you, Mike.
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is a Monday brought to you by Troy Health and Rehab. Ladies and gentlemen, for long-term health care, short-term rehab, Troy Health and Rehab on the Elba Highway right here in Troy, and also Trojan Auto Parts, my good friends there, Mike Gilcrease. And I was wanting us to also touch on some high school action and score. Of course, this show's brought to you by Premier Dodge, Chrysler, Jeep, and Ram trucks on the bypass in Troy. Ladies and gentlemen, nobody beats a Premier deal.
You know, I went out there the other day and
We need to take that 740 break.
All right, we will. Go ahead.
I was going to say, I went out there the other day. I started to get a fever
Yeah.
to buy a new vehicle.
Yeah,
I got off that lot as quick as I could. I had my oil changed and all, but man, there's some beautiful vehicles out there.
No question about it. Let's go to we're going to take a short break. We'll be right back.
Here at Bill Jackson Chevrolet in Troy, we've been doing business the right way for 31 years. But don't take our word for it. We feel our customers express it the best.
Been honest in everything we've discussed with them.
When they say Jackson Satisfaction, they really mean it. The Jackson Satisfaction is real.
Trojan Auto Parts of Troy, home of Napa Know-How. Stop by and see owners Mike and Melissa Gilcrease and their Napa Know-How team with over 100 years of combined experience. We're the only locally owned parts store in Pike County, and we're fully stocked and ready to serve you. We pride ourselves on being your go-to parts store, not only for the simple items, but we specialize in those hard-to-find items as well. Trojan Auto Parts, the right part at the right price at the right time. Napa, a name you've trusted here in Troy since 1945.
Have you seen an increase in your insurance premiums or significant change in your insurance coverage? Let Sandbeck Insurance offer you a better plan to suit your business or personal needs. Sandbeck Insurance offers many lines of insurance, whether it's home, farm, or auto insurance, work comp, business, or health and life policies. Sandbeck is here for you. Call or visit our Troy, Enterprise, or Andalusia office today. Sandbeck Insurance, where we take pride in taking care of your insurance needs.
Our history is woven with the stories of those we serve. At Max, we've been a good community partner for 65 years. Max is dedicated to providing dependable financial services and to supporting our communities. We volunteer our time and share our resources. As a credit union, we've returned millions of dollars back to our members, local nonprofits, and small businesses. Max is honored to be a part of your story. We look forward to serving you for years to come.
I know it, but hey, they scared you to death right at the end, though, didn't they? You know, when we get back, I'd like to talk a little bit about Auburn's quarterback. He's a gutty. Back to our show, ladies and gentlemen, brought to you by Premier Dodge, Chrysler, Jeep, and Ram trucks on the bypass, and by Sisters. Oh, they don't get any better than Sisters, and their dressing. Let me tell you this. I don't care if it's 30 days for Christmas or 25 days until Christmas. Hey, you better, if you want some dressing, some good dressing, you go ahead and order it from Sisters. That's it. Man, we're still eating that delicious dressing, and of course their restaurant is just outstanding, and there's great food on their menu today, and boy, that turkey and dressing though was so moist and delicious, and we appreciate it. We got some calls coming in here. We got Will Matthews, is that right?
Yeah, you know what? Anytime I go to Troy, I make sure I eat at Sisters. And if I'm going to Montgomery, I make sure I hit Troy right at lunch.
Yeah, I know it, man. I like it too, because a lot of times you call in and buy me lunch. I like that. Let's bring Mike Amos in here, Will, one of your favorite buddies here. Hold on a minute.
Oh, yeah.
Here it is right here. Okay, we got one of them in here. Let's see if I can bring the other one in. Yeah, I got both of you now, I think. Is that right? I got you, Mike. Is that right?
Yeah, you got me.
All right, let me bring in Will a minute. This should do it. Well, where am I hitting the wrong button here?
You know it better than I do.
Well, I'm having trouble.
Well,
I'll pick it up in a minute. Well, let's try it. Here we go. One more time. Well, now I got both of them on hold. Here we go. Well, it's not happening for me today. I don't know what the deal is, but we'll find out.
Here at Bill Jackson Chevrolet in Troy, we've been doing business the right way for 31 years. But don't take our word for it. We feel our customers express it the best.
Been honest in everything we've discussed with them.
When they say Jackson satisfaction, they really mean it. The Jackson satisfaction is real.
Trojan Auto Parts of Troy, home of Napa know-how. Stop by and see owners Mike and Melissa Kilcrease and their Napa know-how team with over 100 years of combined experience. We're the only locally owned parts store in Pike County, and we're fully stocked and ready to serve you. We pride ourselves on being your go-to parts store, not only for the simple items, but we specialize in those hard-to-find items as well. Trojan Auto Parts, the right part at the right price at the right time. Napa, a name you've trusted here in Troy since 1945.
Have you seen an increase in your insurance premiums or significant change in your insurance coverage? Let Sandbeck Insurance offer you a better plan to suit your business or personal needs. Sandbeck Insurance offers many lines of insurance, whether it's home, farm, or auto insurance, work comp, business, or health and life policies. Sandbeck is here for you. Call or visit our Troy, Enterprise, or Andalusia office today. Sandbeck Insurance, where we take pride in taking care of your insurance needs.
Our history is woven with the stories of those we serve. At Max, we've been a good community partner for 65 years. Max is dedicated to providing dependable financial services and to supporting our communities. We volunteer our time and share our resources. As a credit union, we've returned millions of dollars back to our members, local nonprofits, and small businesses. Max is honored to be a part of your story. We look forward to serving you for years to come.
Here at Bill Jackson Chevrolet in Troy, we've been doing business the right way for 31 years. But don't take our word for it. We feel our customers express it the best.
Been honest in everything we've discussed with them.
When they say Jackson satisfaction, they really mean it. The Jackson satisfaction is real.
Trojan Auto Parts of Troy, home of Napa know-how. Stop by and see owners Mike and Melissa Kilcrease and their Napa know-how team with over 100 years of combined experience. We're the only locally owned parts store in Pike County, and we're fully stocked and ready to serve you. We pride ourselves on being your go-to parts store, not only for the simple items, but we specialize in those hard-to-find items as well. Trojan Auto Parts, the right part at the right price at the right time. Napa, a name you've trusted here in Troy since 1945.
Have you seen an increase in your insurance premiums or significant change in your insurance coverage? Let Sandbeck Insurance offer you a better plan to suit your business or personal needs. Sandbeck Insurance offers many lines of insurance, whether it's home, farm, or auto insurance, work comp, business, or health and life policies. Sandbeck is here for you. Call or visit our Troy, Enterprise, or Andalusia office today. Sandbeck Insurance, where we take pride in taking care of your insurance needs.
Our history is woven with the stories of those we serve. At Max, we've been a good community partner for 65 years. Max is dedicated to providing dependable financial services and to supporting our communities. We volunteer our time and share our resources. As a credit union, we've returned millions of dollars back to our members, local nonprofits, and small businesses. Max is honored to be a part of your story. We look forward to serving you for years to come. By its very nature, doing big things takes resilience and strength. You did the hard part. You did it, and will go farther still. Max is proud to be your champion, removing obstacles that get in your way. We make technology easy, saving and funds access uncomplicated, and provide help when and how you want it. You control your money with expert guidance from Max Credit Union. Smart money made simple.
At the Piggly Wiggly, we proudly support our local farmers and bring you the best they have to offer, all at cost plus 10%. When you shop local, you reinvest in your community. Remember, buy local, shop local. Piggly Wiggly, local since forever.
Here at Bill Jackson Chevrolet in Troy, we've been doing business the right way for 31 years. But don't take our word for it. We feel our customers express it the best.
Been honest in everything we've discussed with them.
When they say Jackson satisfaction, they really mean it. The Jackson satisfaction is real.
Trojan Auto Parts of Troy, home of Napa Know-How. Stop by and see owners Mike and Melissa Kilcrease and their Napa Know-How team with over 100 years of combined experience. We're the only locally owned parts store in Pike County, and we're fully stocked and ready to serve you. We pride ourselves on being your go-to parts store, not only for the simple items, but we specialize in those hard-to-find items as well. Trojan Auto Parts, the right part at the right price at the right time. Napa, a name you've trusted here in Troy since 1945.
Have you seen an increase in your insurance premiums or significant change in your insurance coverage? Let Sandbeck Insurance offer you a better plan to suit your business or personal needs. Sandbeck Insurance offers many lines of insurance, whether it's home, farm, or auto insurance, work comp, business, or health and life policies. Sandbeck is here for you. Call or visit our Troy, Enterprise, or Andalusia office today. Sandbeck Insurance, where we take pride in taking care of your insurance needs.
Our history is woven with the stories of those we serve. At Max, we've been a good community partner for 65 years. Max is dedicated to providing dependable financial services and to supporting our communities. We volunteer our time and share our resources. As a credit union, we've returned millions of dollars back to our members, local nonprofits, and small businesses. Max is honored to be a part of your story. We look forward to serving you for years to come.
Back to our show, and of course we got a call. I'm gonna put you on hold 1 second, Mike. We got Will Matthews calling in from Ozark this morning. Good morning, Will.
How you doing, Mike?
Pretty good. We're trying to bring in that other call, but we've had a little technical problem, and it's in our brain. We've been doing it for years. What's going on, man? Did you have a good weekend?
I did.
Did you have a good turkey downer?
Well, I was disappointed Auburn didn't put up a better fight than they did. They just laid down.
Well, you know, if the guy catches the football for a touchdown, it's it could be a lot closer ball game, wouldn't you think?
Well, I mean, but that's the story of the
game,
the lack of concentration by Auburn. They just,
I tell you what, that little quarterback is really a gutty. Now, of course, he runs for his life, but he makes things happen, though. You notice that?
Yeah, he's a decent quarterback. Alabama's quarterback, though, is a premier quarterback.
Yeah. We were talking earlier. Do you feel like he's a prolific quarterback, or do you think he's a great? I'm talking about great college quarterback.
I think he's going to be a great pro quarterback.
You think he'll be a guy that can drop back and beat you?
Absolutely. I think he can really pinpoint pass like Tua. Tua's the best one I've ever seen in throwing that long pass that just kind of falls into the receiver's hand like a punt kind of.
You notice early in the ball game, Will, they backed their safeties up and they didn't allow Alabama to throw long. But once the run started, and of course, number 22 can play for anybody. He's a great pro prospect. Once he got rolling, then Alabama is a dual threat on defense and offense, and that it was just too much pressure for the Auburn secondary to be able to handle both. You know, to be able to tackle Harris and be able to prevent these receivers from running their deep routes. But they're so fast. Once you give them any kind of room, they're gone. You know.
They're gone. Yeah, they're gone. If they get 1 foot separation, they're gone.
Yeah. But Auburn, I think, can turn around and beat Texas A&M this weekend.
No way.
You don't think so?
No, can't score.
Well, they're gonna be able to score.
Texas A&M will beat them probably like 24-10 or something like that. It'll be a low-scoring game, and Texas A&M will win. I don't think Auburn can score against Texas A&M's defense is really good.
But it is another opportunity for this Auburn team to show what they got, and I think if they can get everybody healthy, they could be pretty tough.
They're gonna show they're not in A&M's league.
All right, Vanderbilt fire their coach. Who they gonna hire now?
You know, I can't think of any decent coach would want to go to Vanderbilt. It's a graveyard.
Excuse me.
Ladies and gentlemen, you heard it from here from Will Matthews. He said, I don't know if any decent coach would want the Vanderbilt job. Hey, if they throw $4 million in their face, they'd want him. Hey, they can get our guy from Troy that's at West Virginia for $4 million a year, I bet.
He wouldn't go there. That would be a downgrade.
Yeah, I was just, boy, they had another special.
A&M is a 7-point favorite
At Auburn. At Auburn.
Yeah, okay. But you watch out. Hear what I got to say. Auburn's going to beat them. I'm going to put you on hold a minute and bring you back. Mike Amos, so you're back on the line now?
Yeah, I'm on.
You sound real good here. All right, now let me see if I can bring you Will back on here. Thought I had you, but I didn't. We're running into this. Just hold one more minute. Will, good morning. Excuse me, back to you. We're having a little problem bringing in another line. I was hoping Mike Amos could come in and add to the conversation. We got Forrest Lee up here. Will.
Oh, by the way, Mike, Alabama's a 29-point favorite in Baton Rouge.
Yeah.
Wow.
I tell you what, Vanderbilt is going to be the best defense they played. Vanderbilt, I'm going to go ahead and say it right now. I mean, not Vanderbilt, but LSU is going to be the best defense Alabama's played against all year long.
I think Vanderbilt needs to hire the first female head coach.
Yeah, yeah. Man, you're right, exactly. But Vanderbilt has got a long way to run, no question about it.
You end up.
Anything else going on, Will?
Not much. It's kind of sad. Vanderbilt's gone, but you know what? Vanderbilt, through the years, they'll get a young, upcoming coach. He'll real well then, and then he's gone. The minute he starts winning, and then they go right back to.
Yeah. Of course, the guy that's at Penn State's a good football coach, and of course Vanderbilt had him and did well with him. You know.
Yeah, he won 9 games in a year, 3 years in a row.
I hate to say this, and here it comes. They don't have a quarterback. They got to have a quarterback to have a chance. You got to have a real decent quarterback to have a chance, and Vanderbilt didn't have that.
Well, Penn State beat Michigan.
Vanderbilt doesn't have anything, Mike.
Yeah. All right. Well, one thing about it though, those kids are getting better education than all the other guys in the SEC, don't you think?
Yeah. Now I will give you some inside information because I'm a Vanderbilt graduate. You know that.
Yeah, that's right.
Peabody.
I've got a friend he's on the committee. There's a name, I don't know if you know this guy or not. Jamie Chatwell.
It seems like I've heard that Chatwell name.
He coached Coastal Carolina.
Is he the head coach?
He is the head coach.
I should know him, yeah. He's really a good coach, yeah.
He's only 43 years old, and they're going to try to offer him a bunch of money. Yeah. So, that'd be a step up from Sun Belt to the SEC.
Yeah.
But Vanderbilt is so bad. I mean, it's just,
Yeah, but you're right. He'd jump at the opportunity. He'd jump at it. We're talking about $4 million, probably at least.
I don't know if Vandy puts that kind of money.
Yeah, man. There's a lot of them just write them a check.
Yeah.
But Will, thank you so much for being with us this morning.
Yeah. Y'all have a good day.
And we'll talk to you tomorrow. We're going to try to get Danny Grant on our show tomorrow.
All right.
Good deal. Thank you. Back to Mike Amos. Ladies and gentlemen, we're sorry about our little technical problem. Bringing in, now I can hear myself talk. Mike, did you get it? Was you able to hear any of that conversation?
Yeah, I heard him talk about Jamie Chadwell, the Coastal Carolina coach. I'm hearing Willie Fritz at Tulane, You're hearing names, possibly Rhett Lashley, the former Auburn offense coordinator, done a great job in Miami. He's a guy that's looking for a job. Even Lou Holtz's son, Skip.
Yep. Skip to my
contract has been mentioned for the Vanderbilt job. I don't know. I don't know who Vanderbilt will try to hire.
Well, if you coach in the SEC, there's no question. There comes the $4 million at least. They start their salaries at $4 million in the SEC, so it's going to pay a lot more money than they've ever seen before. And I would think a lot of folks will jump at that opportunity.
I think Arkansas coach makes around $3 million. There's still some coaches that make around $3 in the SEC, so it's not everybody making $4. South Carolina job would pay probably in the $4s.
Yeah, that's right. That job's open now too. Is that right?
I think a job that needs to be open is Michigan. God, you watch them.
Oh man, you're right. They really are. Now he's got another big buyout. I'm sure he would cost a bunch. I got Forrest Lee over here, Mike, and he's already.
He's the guy that you would think would bring in good quarterbacks. Their quarterback play is awful.
Yeah, you're right.
Let's see what
what's the high school recap? I know.
I'm gonna give it to you right now.
Had to play in mud.
I'm gonna give it to you right now. Of course, the championships are this week, ladies and gentlemen.
That's right.
Linden against Brantley. Brantley, congratulations. That was a big win for Brantley, Mike.
No, Brantley got beat.
Wait a minute. They did get beat. Excuse my language here. Linden beat them 22-7, and they finished the season 13-1. But Tucker, Kilcrease, and all of you guys at Brantley can be extremely proud of the season that you have. Linden will play Pickens County. Pickens County 11-3 beat Berry, wherever Berry is from,
Birmingham.
24-18. So it is Linden going up against Pickens County in Class 2A, and congratulations to Abbeville. Not since Dave Edwards have they had the teams that they have right now at Abbeville. Abbeville beat Leroy. Listen to this, ladies and gentlemen, 60-45. What a football game that was. And Abbeville comes out on top. Leroy, of course, had that great team with that great young player that played against Goshen a few years ago.
Yeah.
But Abbeville has advanced to the state championships, and they'll play Mars Hill Bible. And Mars Hill Bible, Mike, is sort of like Fife. I mean, they win every year. They're really, really good. I would like to find out.
They're up around Florence area. We looked that up one day.
Is that a private school or is that a public school up there? I'd like to find out. They beat Spring Garden. They beat them 32-14. So it's Abbeville playing Spring Garden. That game will be played in Birmingham. Is that right, or Auburn? Where's that championship going to be?
I don't know where they're going to play those.
Tuscaloosa.
Tuscaloosa.
It rotates.
Because see, Auburn plays at home. Alabama is on the road.
That's right.
It's in Tuscaloosa.
I guess the biggest upset is Montgomery Catholic beat Montgomery Academy.
Yeah.
Boy, that was. People told me the first of the year when Charles Simpson played Montgomery Catholic, that this was the best Catholic team that they can ever remember. And that was a huge win. I would love to have been to that game. Montgomery Catholic beat Montgomery Academy. Both of them were, or at least Montgomery Academy was undefeated. They beat them 35-28 in overtime. Don't you know that was a great game?
That's the region Goshen inherited, and Goshen and Pike County are in that region.
And that's class 3A. And Fife remains undefeated, and they're 14-0, the defending state champions. They play Piedmont and beat them 14-6. So now it is Fife, dreaded Fife, or like Jim Fife used to call it, Fife. Fife is going to play Montgomery Catholic in Tuscaloosa, so that's going to be a great game. And between Fife, which is their coach, has already won 300 games in a career, and he did it as a younger coach than anybody in history.
If Glenn Daniel had
mention Ben Blackman in Spanish Fort. They started the season
Oh, yeah.
0-2. Now they're 11-3. They beat Saraland. They'll play Sam Shade in Pinson Valley for the state championship. Of course, our cousin Brent Benshol's on that staff at Spanish Fort as well.
The quarterback at Fife last year is a sophomore who won the state championship and the MVP in the finals. He transferred to Pinson Valley. He's the starting quarterback.
Now we know the
junior.
rest of the story. Now we know the rest of the story.
He transferred to Pinson Valley from Fife.
Golly.
Sure did.
All right, in Class 4A.
Because Pinson Valley lost their quarterback to Central Phoenix City.
That's right.
Who was Bo Nix's little brother.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
And now
in Class 4A, you got Handley. That's a big win for Handley over Roanoke. They beat American Christian 34-13. This Handley team must be good. They'll go up against Larry Blakeney's old high school, Gordo, who beat Etowah 21-14. So it'll be Handley of Roanoke going up against Gordo. So Coach Blakeney will be excited about that. Class 5A, St. Paul's Episcopal, Mike. There they go again, 14-0. They beat Faith Academy, and I think that's our buddy from Ronnie Cottrell's team. They beat them 21-20 in overtime. Don't you know that was a great one? Gosh, bud.
Ronnie Cottrell's a Mobile Christian.
Okay, all right. We were wrong. Sorry about that. Pleasant Grove beat Ramsey, Mike. That was a big game. They must be pretty good. They beat them 35-14 over once beaten Ramsey. So Pleasant Grove will play St. Paul's Episcopal in Tuscaloosa this week for the championship. In Class 6A, we were talking about this earlier. Spanish Fort, 11-3, defeated Saraland 13-7. So Spanish Fort advances, and Pinson Valley beat Mountain Brook 27-10, and Mountain Brook finished at 12-2.
My wife were heartbroken over that.
Oh yeah, I bet she was.
Mountain Brook went to 6A this year. They dropped down from 7A, and a lot of people thought this made their chance to win it all, but they got blown out.
Of course, Pinson Valley 11-2, like Mike said, coached by former Alabama All-American Sam Shade. So now it'll be Pinson Valley against Spanish Fort, and I bet Spanish Fort's got a big-time quarterback, Mike. They always do. Now,
I'll tell you what, man, Brian Blackman with his brother Ben at Spanish Fort, Troy needs to be getting all those players. I know UAB has gotten a ton of them over the years, but I mean, as long as his brother's at Troy, and of course he played quarterback at Troy as a walk-on, and ended up playing a little bit, third-string quarterback. Hey, all kids from Spanish Fort need to be coming to Troy.
I know it. And then Friday, December the 4th, which will be the day after the championship games, you've got, I'm looking for
they open up Wednesday night.
No, Wednesday, excuse me. Wednesday night, December the 2nd, you're exactly right. Auburn High School, 11-1, will play Thompson High School of Alabaster, 13-0. And I believe Thompson's, they're looking for their second straight championship, aren't they, Mike?
That's right. Actually, third straight championship.
How many games have they won in a row? Do you know?
I don't know how many they've won in a row. Of course, Tallulah took them to the championship game but got blown out by Central Phoenix City. So they're a big team in Birmingham now. It's not Hoover anymore. It's Thompson.
Now let me enlighten people on something. Auburn High School, the only game they lost was to Enterprise, wasn't it? Didn't Enterprise beat Auburn High School?
So.
Enterprise beat Auburn High School during the regular season, but Auburn High School 11-1 will play Thompson of Alabaster 13-0, and that's Wednesday night at Bryant Denny Stadium in Tuscaloosa, 7 o'clock kickoff. So that will start the championship week away, and we've got 3A finals, then the 1A finals, and the 5A finals with Montgomery Catholic going up against Fife in 3A, Linden going up against Pickens County. That should be a battle in Class 1A. Then in 5A, St. Paul Episcopal 14-0 against Pleasant Grove 11-2. Now, Pleasant Grove is in Birmingham. Isn't it over there near Hueytown and those things?
Yeah, you go through Hueytown.
We're talking about the steel. We're talking about the steel mill, Mike. These are real hard-nosed players coming out of Pleasant Grove and the steel mills. Would you say?
Yeah, they lost to Enterprise on the 23rd of October, 38-27.
So Enterprise, I thought Enterprise had a pretty good year.
Well, they must have if they beat Auburn.
Yeah, I know it, but
Coach Weingard's been at Auburn High School for a while. I met him back in my sporting goods days, and he's a really nice guy. I'm happy for him.
Scott Goolsby, who used to be at Charles Henderson, is coaching there. I think he may be the defensive coordinator, but he's on staff at Auburn High School.
Oh, that's great. Well,
Scott
I tell you,
Goolsby.
Scott was a great.
I think he's from Geneva.
He and his wife both were outstanding people. Here at the school system, don't you say?
They were. I think she was involved in 4-H a lot.
Yeah, no question about it. But the high school football is finally coming down, and let me just say this: my hat's off to Coach Savarese. The head guy with the Alabama High School Athletic Association. He's a former coach. Won some championships and all that. And he said, "Hey, football will go on." And I think it's been positive for the state of Alabama, don't you?
Well, they didn't have to test anybody. It was pretty easy.
What do you mean?
That's not required.
They didn't do testing.
Oh, they didn't? I didn't know that. So that did make it easier, didn't it?
I talked to Bart Snyder last night. We had a little church, small distance gathering last night, and their basketball team at Goshen, I think, is playing just 6 region games and 6 non-region games. They have a 12-game schedule in basketball, and that's mandated by the central office at Pike County. They're playing 3. They play Opp and Pike County and Goshen are in the same region.
Yeah.
They're playing home and away. That's 6 games, and they'll play 6 games of a non-region opponent. They're playing 12 games.
In basketball.
In basketball.
That's great.
That's not very many.
I know, but again, they're doing it, and
they're trying to do it though.
And my hat's off, and we've been giving Troy a little hard time, and I think anybody that saw the game feels like Troy's got to improve in certain areas if they're going to compete in the Sun Belt. But it's amazing what Brent Jones has been able to do at Troy to keep these games going. Like the announcer said at the end of the game, said, "Well, hey, one thing positive about Troy, they got 4 more games." So
they got 3 more.
Well, 3 more, and then hopefully if they can win 2 out of the next 3, they could go to a bowl game. Perhaps the Christmas Day Bowl in Montgomery. That's something to think about. If Troy could win 6 games, but I don't know if Troy can beat South Alabama. But if they do, it's a big win. And Troy goes to 5-5 with Coastal Carolina and Louisiana Monroe. If Louisiana Monroe wants to play the last game.
Well, I don't want to.
That's a big question. Will Monroe be healthy enough to play that last game?
Yeah.
Well,
but really, the most important thing out there, to tell you the truth, and it would be a reward for this team, these players, if Troy can beat South Alabama this weekend. Then they're going up against one of the top teams in the country in Coastal Carolina. Then on the, I want to say it's the 19th, is that right? The 19th they would play Louisiana Monroe in Troy.
No, they're playing on Thursday, on the 17th.
Oh, on the Thursday, that's even better. On the 17th, but without students, there's no students on the campus. In fact, Troy University shut down.
I know you're happy with 6 wins, but 6-6 isn't good enough at Troy to me. You got to win more games.
Well, let's just say this: a bowl game's a bowl game, though, too. And if they could play a bowl game, and I think a 6-6 record would be a pretty good comeback against the schedule they had to play.
I don't know, man.
There's only been one game that they should have won that they didn't win was Middle Tennessee.
They barely beat Eastern Kentucky on a miracle field goal. One of the worst kickers in Troy history.
Wait a minute, what are you saying?
They lost to Middle Tennessee, a team they beat 47-14 to start the season. They got beat at home by them. I mean, this has been a brutal season in my opinion so far.
Yeah. but the coach had to go under the quarantine. I mean, you know, it's been they've lost a lot of good players. Like the top running back is right now under the watchful eye right now. Is that right?
I mean, but look at I mean, Neil Brown went to West Virginia to rebuild a program. I mean, they had not had many winning seasons under Hogerson. I mean, they were kind of a 500 program. Chip Lindsey took over 10 wins, 11 wins, 10 wins. And he went 5-7, and right now he's 4-5. So as Troy fans out there, you've got to be, you know, extremely upset about the direction of the program. If you say we're on a positive direction, that would be totally incorrect in my opinion.
Well, I haven't said that, but I'd said that I say this, that we win 2 more ball games, we're in a bowl.
What Michael just did, he got the hammer out and the nail and busted that nail wide open. Boom!
Hey, I can hear that song right now. I'll be home for the bowl game. You can count on me. We'll be back with more of Today in L.A. right after this.
Its very nature, doing big things takes resilience and strength. You did the hard part. You did it, and we'll go farther still. Max is proud to be your champion, removing obstacles that get in your way. We make technology easy, saving and funds access uncomplicated, and provide help when and how you want it. You control your money with expert guidance from Max Credit Union. Smart money made simple.
Huge.
But that's wait till.
Can we mention it?
No, not yet.
Boy, that is huge.
I'll try to research it.
Ladies and gentlemen, I just heard some.
We'll
I'm not going to say. I'm not going to.
Wait a minute, are we on the air?
Yes, we're
Now
back
we
on the
are.
air, but something news did come through here just a while ago that we're not going to offer to anybody, but if it does happen,
We'll
it'll be a
research it.
positive thing, no
We'll
question
research
about
it.
it. Of course, Mike Amos calling in from Grayton Beach, this Florida, and the turkey. That turkey, you finally got him, man. You finally got him and put him on in the oven. Is that right?
Yeah, I tell you what, we got a lot of games we need to recap over the weekend too. You know, we don't have enough time.
No, we don't. We'll have to hit on it tomorrow. We hope to have Danny Grant, the All-American, one of the all-time greats at Troy. We hope to have him on our show along with Max Howell as our guest tomorrow if we can get these phones working right, and I think we can. Ladies and gentlemen, of course, our show is brought to you by Premier Dodge, Chrysler, Jeep, and Ram trucks on the bypass. Jeans Flowers, they can send gift ideas, gifts, and flowers anywhere in the country and across the world at Jeans Flowers right here. And of course, Forrest, it's always good to have you.
Thank you.
I know we jump around quite a bit, but and then. Hey, we've probably been pretty tough on Troy, but hey, let's get ready and let's try to put something together to win at least 2 out of the next 3 ball games, and we got a chance to have 6 victories and a chance to go to a bowl game. And if it's on Christmas Day, I'll be home for the bowl game. You can count on me. See you tomorrow, bright and early today in L.A. Right now, Wally Sanders Truck Lines brings in Jeffrey Bennett and all the great folks at the Wally Sanders Truck Lines, one of the great opportunities in the country.
By its very nature, doing big things takes resilience and strength. You did the hard part.